So this is a quick overview on how to insert Dahlstrom moldings onto the wall surfaces of our projects. So in this case, I'm showing a chair rail and a base molding, and we're going to actually go through the whole process of both importing the profiles and then extruding them or attaching those to the wall surfaces. And to make that quicker, I have created another document that has the wall surfaces cleared of all the moldings. And we're going to go ahead and check a couple of things that I've already done, and you can do the same thing. I have a Dahlstrom molding 2125 and in parentheses baseboard open, and that is a roll form profile that we've turned on its edge to use as a base molding. And you can see that in the difference between the 2125 without the baseboard nomenclature added is the orientation of it. When it's turned around the other way in the horizontal plane and attached to this front edge, it can be used as a sweep around a window or a door. But in this orientation, this is how Revit, the BIM modeler, accepts the extrusion of a wall sweep. So this is going to represent the floor plane, and that's going to represent the wall plane. And we have the same thing done with the chair rail, or this mullion piece that we're using as a chair rail. And we've had this turned vertical with a reference line, and that reference line could be the height of the chair rail, and this can be the wall surface. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is I'm going to load both of those into the project that we have open. And that one is the, for the sake of this video, is the one I've labeled Dahlstrom Roll Form Trim, and it's called Vid. But you will have a Dahlstrom Roll Form Trim video for the same example. So I'm going to go OK for that, and that's loaded in, and I can go ahead and close that off. And then I'll take this, the other profile, and load that into the same project again. And I'll go ahead and close that off. So now those two profiles are in our file, and you can see that by, if you look over into, if you go into families, into profiles, you can see both of those profiles have been added to our reference file, or to our document. So now we're all ready to start applying, well, we're ready to create some styles of wall sweeps. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go to architecture, I'm going to go wall, and I'm going to go wall sweep, and we're going to come up with a wall sweep that we're going to edit to make into a baseboard. So it's still a wall sweep family, but we're going to go ahead and duplicate it, and we're going to just call that base molding. And I'm going to go OK. And then we're going to, down here, it's a little hard to understand if you're a first-time user, this edit dialog box. But once I click on this, I get a drop-down box, and I go ahead and select that baseboard that we've imported. And I'll click OK. And that's now available for us to attach to the base of our wall surfaces. There it is. I didn't update right away there, so I'm going to go back to wall sweep, and I'll apply another one over here, and I'll apply a couple to the front of these and one to the side of this one, and we'll just click that off. There's a little bit of the way this is getting applied, or the way this wall definition is made, I'm getting this error, but that's just because this profile is extending back behind, because this was a different wall surface than the other one. So I can click OK with that. So now we now see how to apply these baseboard moldings, and let's look at the same thing with a chair rail. So I'm going to go back to wall, and we're going to go to a sweep. That base molding is still available, and now we're just going to turn that into something else. So I'm going to go to edit type. I'm going to duplicate it, and we're going to call it chair rail. And then for the profile shape, we're going to go ahead and select the wall sweep of the 1641. And we're able now to actually import that into our document. And I wish that would show up right away, but you have to click it off. And if you want to adjust the height of this, you can do an offset level from the base of it. Or what might be a more acceptable way to look at this is to go to a, let's slide to a front elevation and create a new level. So I'm going to go to the south elevation of our building here. And I'm going to make a new level. And we'll come up 4 feet. And we could actually just rename this chair rail. And then we will go back to our 3D view and we'll click on this and assign this to the chair rail level and take our offset from that level back to 0. So we can go ahead and apply that. So now that's a parametric value that's assigned to whatever level we assign the chair rail. So we can continue to walk around with the sweep, applying that to the surfaces. And it looks like we'd still have to go back and assign that. Let's see if it's going to stay on level. No, it's assigned at 4 foot at level 1. And we can assign it to, if I apply it with that, it'll be 4 foot off of the chair rail level. And then I'll have to just change this back to 0. So that's up to the user's choice about how you assign the height of the chair rail. And that's a general overview of adding wall sweeps and Dalston profiles to interior architectural surfaces.